millions of billions of different AI agents.
We call this agentic workflows.
Fundamental advance in artificial intelligence. We call it Agentic AI.
An AI agent.
Agents.
Agentic workflows.
Agents.
Agents.
Agent.
Agentic.
Agent. Agent. Agentic.
Unless you've been living under a rock for the last year, you heard about AI agents, right? And you've probably seen a couple of videos explaining AI agents, and you might as well give yourself a promise to build one for yourself and never done it. Well, at least this is my story. But today, after 6, we will not only learn everything about AI agents from 0 to 1, but we might as well learn how to earn some money with AI agents. Because next to me is an incredible Shen Salon, who's an amazing AI founder herself, who not only founded like a Canva for AI agents, which is launched Lemonade, but also recently acquired $500,000 of VC investment to her AI business. So hi Shen, and congratulations on your recent funding.
Thank you. It's $500,000 from angel investors.
Oh, angel investors.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, but yeah, thank you so much. It has been 2 years in the making. We were bootstrapping up until 4 months ago when we opened a round, and then we closed it in December. So it's been a very exciting month.
Well, I can imagine, and best ending of the year, I assume, for you.
Honestly, I needed it. So it gave me a couple of weeks to breathe,
Wow.
which was much needed.
Let's start just by defining what AI agent is.
Yeah, so an AI agent is simple, and agents have existed for a while, but they may not have been powered by LLMs. So an agent is a model that can make a decision, and that decision could just be a yes or a no. So based on inputs and data that it uses, it analyzes some sort of data and then it makes a decision. So that is the most basic agent definition. Now, when LLMs came out, when generative AI models came out, and we added automation into the mix, we now have agentic automation. So an agentic automation is when you configure at the base of it a language model such as ChatGPT. Their latest model is 5.2, or Claude. Their latest model is 4.5 Opus. You use that as a base model, and you configure an environment around it so that it can become agentic, whether that's a memory, so it can learn over time and it can improve on itself, whether it's a connection, an API connection to your Gmail, or an MCP connection to, let's say, your Slack. Then it's able to use that as knowledge, and it's able to also perform actions on those systems. So that becomes kind of like an agentic workflow.
Wow, that's a lot of words and definitions. Let's break it down to the beginning. So we used to have, as I said, LLM, and then on top of LLM, from what everyone knows and uses, are chatbots, such as like ChatGPT, Gemini, you name it, Claude. So let's start from very, very beginning. How AI agent is different from the chatbot. Let's say ChatGPT or Gemini, because I can as well prompt anything, Gemini or ChatGPT.
Yeah. Have you ever stayed at a hotel recently and you pick up the phone, you dial reception, and it was an AI?
No, it wasn't. I was in Japan, so it was a real person, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I was at a hotel in Vegas recently, and I needed my TV wasn't working. That was it. My TV wasn't working, and I wanted to relax and just watch American television because I lived in America before. And I was like, ooh, American television. I switched on my TV, it didn't work. And so I pick up the phone hoping to call reception and just say, hey, can someone come up? But it was an AI agent, and they called themselves Rita. I was staying at the Rio Hotel, really old hotel. It's, affordable hotel in Vegas. And so it was an AI agent called Rita. And I said, Rita, they asked me, what do you need? What's the problem? And I said, my TV won't turn on. And Rita was able to understand my sentiment and was able to route a ticket autonomously by itself to a technician in the hotel. And then a couple of hours later, that technician went up and fixed the TV. So it's able to handle a request and decide by itself what to do with my request.
Whoa. That's really, really impressive.
I didn't have to prompt Rita Like, hi, Rita, you are a customer service agent and your role is to help me with this problem. I just said, my TV won't turn on. So that is kind of like, if you want like a simple understanding of what an agent can do, it won't automatically give you money or build you a business or solve all of your life's problem, but it's something that you can configure. And in the back end, there is still a prompt, but that is what we call a system prompt, where you say, this is going to be an AI agent that will help with customer service or customer support via phone or via WhatsApp or via a chatbot. Even a chatbot on a website is agentic.
So how is the chat on the website, agentic one, is different from the chat
In ChatGPT.
No, from the chat support that exists now, but just powered with AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you go, I don't know, to your NatWest support or any bank support, and you will get answers like that look really, really AI.
Yeah.
I know this is AI. They can repeat in themselves and referring you to really unnecessary articles that doesn't really correspond to what you're looking for. How does
And then you're like, I need a person.
Yeah.
Police person. Yeah.
How is that different?
Before generative AI, before the LLMs, there were chatbots already existed.
Yeah.
But how these chatbots were built is you built a lot of ifs and thens. So there was a knowledge base of questions and answers. And how we trained these old chatbots is, if this exact question is asked, then this exact answer must be provided. And we use that exact phrase. Like, we can't even, if a user input something that was misspelled, the chatbot wouldn't understand it. It's like, nope, I don't understand. I'll direct you to a human. That's what would happen, because it relied on exact matching. It relied a lot on rules and logic. When generative AI came out, that meant that the AI, because that was AI as well, but it was just machine. It was a different type of AI. But now, this new way of building chatbots is, it doesn't have to find the exact match of an input. It can just understand it semantically. And through, using vector databases and using embeddings instead of exact phrasing in a knowledge base, an AI is able to semantically understand the sentiment of the user using the input, and then come up with a response based on its understanding of an input, and not necessarily an exact match. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. And it sounds like a future of everything that we will be doing, like a lot of automation will happen with AI agents. Do you have like a use cases of what is already done or, substituted by AI agents? Because as you said, reception is a good example. Any other spheres of our lives that we will see more and more agentic AI come into life instead of real people, humans working on it?
The truth is, a lot of the most effective agents right now that actually save money and are efficient are very simple. They're like customer service chatbot or onboarding chatbot or tools that rely on, data that it already has. So if a business already has a lot of data about the customer, about frequently asked questions, about the product itself, then you can easily build a chatbot, because the knowledge and the data already exists. And it doesn't rely on a lot of configuring different connections on a lot of, have you seen an N8N workflow with loads and loads of connections? And a lot of these actually fail. Like, a lot of my agents on N8, and they break sometimes, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what happened. It just stops working. And a lot of these agents don't work. But the best ones are simple ones that are just assigned a narrow task, such as customer service, onboarding, teaching, research. These are the best use cases that I know have come out that are really saving a lot of money for businesses. For me specifically, those are the main use cases of agents that I can rely on right now, apart from your usual content creation, of course.
What do you think, for you personally in your business, is number one where you use AI agents for your personal everyday life in your business?
Research. And research. And I used to be a product manager.
Okay.
And we did a lot of market research, competitor research, customer analysis. And when I was in that role, I used to manage big teams. It's the development team, of course. But outside of the development team, I used to work with analysts, designers, researchers. And for weeks, we would do an analysis before we could come up with a design to bring into delivery. That took a while and a lot of resource.
A lot of people as well, right? The whole team.
The whole team. Now, I can mock up the personas. I can utilize just a few interviews that I have and use that as information to produce my landing pages, which I would have vibe coded, which is also a good use case for these agents, actually. I could use that a few transcripts as my copy for content. And then I could use that as the iteration of the design of my product.
Wow. And so you save also a lot of money by doing so.
Time, money, everything. I save so many things.
And it sounds like there are a lot of spheres where AI agents would overperform humans today, right? As you just mentioned, it will take you much less time. It will take you much less resources. So AI agents seems to become in the future norm. What would be the risk of using AI agents, if any?
It depends on who you are, what type of business you are, but there are definitely risks to using any technology, whether it's a brand risk, operational risk. There's so many risks with using AI agents. It could be data breaches, it could be governance, regulatory risk. So there are many, but I think the most important, if I was like I had a side gig and I'm building tech on the side, like a project. I'm like, yes, this is going to be a great project. I'm going to experiment and I keep experimenting. So I'm going to build this agent that will be my product. So my agent is my product. One risk of using and building AI agents is you could overcomplicate it and you're never going to launch it. And when you launch it, it could break and something might come out like Claude code and just kill that project. Or let's say you're using an AI agent and you don't know how it's been built. See, if you're using sensitive data or proprietary data and you're just using someone's agent, you don't know if it's using a model that trains a model.
All right. Where's the data coming from?
Exactly. So there are many risks. But the beauty of building your own in a simple way, like with just a very narrow thing, you're experimenting, is that you can control what you use if you're building what you're using as well.
It's, again, great examples. But I feel like a lot of people, as you said, overcomplicate it. And what do you think is the most misunderstood thing about AI agents nowadays?
That it's amazing. It'll solve all of the world's problems.
Is there a belief to that? That it will solve?
That's why I think that's why there's an adoption curve, and it's always been the reason why. So when ChatGPT came out and no one used ChatGPT, but those who used it were like, this is amazing. And then people started using it and there was like, oh, but it's not good enough. Like I always spend more time. It's not perfect. So they get disappointed. So expectation is high, they try it, and then it's not as good. So what happened to that group who stopped using ChatGPT because it wasn't good at that time, felt so behind. Because when ChatGPT became amazing, they weren't using it. And everyone around them is saying, oh my God, ChatGPT's done all of this. It's maybe $1 million, right?
Yeah.
So there's that tax on that. And with AI agents now, it's the same thing. So people are talking about AI agents and they come to me, it's like, Shen, how do I make money from AI agents? Or how can this agent find me customers and win the customer and get the money?
Live my life.
Yeah.
Wow, why not?
Yeah. And I'm like, so I'd ask them, do you understand the process of each stage? Because maybe we can automate some of these processes if we really understand it and if we have data. And they say, no, I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah. Like, well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You can't really agentify something that is not, like that's that you haven't been repeating.
Yeah, or you haven't done yourself before.
Exactly. And the agent will do everything for, like it's not what we call AGI. Like there's a misconception of, like there's this idea of AGI.
What is the AGI?
So AGI is a concept, and a lot of labs are saying that they have a version of this artificial general intelligence that
Superhuman in a world of AI.
it's human level.
Intelligence.
Humans, what's amazing about us is if we have a problem, like a love problem or a body problem, for example, I'm feeling overweight. Therefore, a solution would be I'm going to go to the gym. So I decide on the solution and I can act on it. I have agency. We're not super smart. We're not, not all of us are geniuses, but we're kind of like we have agency and we can make choices and we can make decisions. AGI is basically that level of, will have that level of autonomy. They can perceive a problem or they can perceive a goal and by itself can solve that problem.
Yeah.
But it's not this idea of Big Brother yet. And they call it artificial super intelligence, ASI. So this is Mark Zuckerberg said that he will be launching personal super intelligence, which is a bit of a paradox for me. But this idea of super intelligence is basically the smartest thing ever in the world, and it will just solve all of the world's problems. So that is also different. But anyway, I think there's a misconception about agentic AI that it's like AGI, that it's human level.
Yeah.
It isn't. It's just a very narrow tool almost. I call it a teammate because it can be a great junior teammate that, like you still have to define the problems that it solves. You still have to configure it.
That's a very good name or a nickname for AI agent, a teammate.
Yeah.
I like it. I really do. What would be your advice to someone who's never created AI agent to start with?
The first thing that you have to do is define your goal. Do you want to start a side gig? Do you want to just experiment and see what's the art of possible? Or do you want to make sure that, or do you want like your email to be managed and clean?
Yeah.
For example, just define a simple goal.
That's a good use case. Let's start with managing inbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's say you have 8,000 emails.
Yeah.
And that is the one problem that you want to solve. And you can start there. So now if you think, okay, the problem is I have too many emails and I can't manage it. How can an agent help me solve this? There are tools, existing tools. Even Google are starting their, what do you call this, workspace tools.
Yeah.
Although it can't organize all of my emails yet. There are tools where you can start experimenting and see how they work. So there's Fixer AI, there's Super Intelligence, there's a couple of other well-funded startups that just does this. And that's an agent, that's agentic in itself. If you want to build it yourself, you map out then how do you want to organize your emails? How would you want an agent to look at an email? Do you want it to read an email and then label it? Do you want it to read an email and then send you a push notification? Do you want it to read an email and then respond to that email? And once you've made a decision, then you can go on N8N, for example, and build an agentic workflow that just does that as how you map it. So one node would be your email, and then another node would be an agent that reads and then classifies your email, and then so on and so forth.
So step one, as I understand it, would be like a dashboard or a map, as I can see it, like a Miro board with everything that you want to do.
Map it out.
Launch Lemonade. Can you tell me what that is as to someone who's never heard about it?
So by 2030, if businesses will be ran and powered by AI agents, the question that I had for myself was, how will normal people, the employees of today, the experts, be able to keep participating in that economy? So we're seeing a lot of news about businesses letting go of experts. And these experts were the ones that help build these businesses. They're letting go of experts and they're turning into AI agents. Oh, maybe we can just get an AI agent to run this team.
Yeah.
The reason why there's reports that there's no return of investment or ROI on the agents that these businesses are also buying is that because they're not built by the experts that they let go of. So I see a big problem where businesses are buying from agents that don't work and experts are now jobless because they're being let go. The solution that we envision is that we want to allow these experts to turn their knowledge and expertise into AI agents and host it in a platform where these businesses can buy the agents that were built by those experts.
Wow.
That's what we're building. So we want to build, and we're building a marketplace where amazing AI agents live, collaborate, negotiate with each other, and where businesses can buy these agents.
Wow. I've never looked at it this way. I just looked at it before as a place where you can create AI agents. I didn't know about the whole idea behind. That's very fascinating.
Yeah.
What skills someone has to have in order to be able to build that AI agent?
Any skill, whether you're in sales, marketing is a really good use case, but we've got doctors and nurses building. So we've got training providers or doctors and nurses who are turning one of the things that they know, such as, I can't talk about this use case actually, but we've got people in that space who are wanting to help more people take care of their loved ones and take care of people who need care.
Yeah.
And because they want to share that knowledge of how to take care of other people better, they've turned that knowledge into an assistant, an agent that helps other people. We have, this one is also an interesting use case, and I talk about her a lot. So she provides services for pet business owners, marketing services. When our platform came out, she was one of our first users, and she's built a set of tools, assistants, and now she's building agents to help pet business owners go to market.
How long did it took her, for example?
She's been with us for 2 years. She's
So she invested her time.
The very first month that we launched our MVP, she started using it.
Wow.
So yeah.
How long did it take her to build the first version of her AI agent for this?
A couple of weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah. Our promise then was it'll take 2 hours. But she was a complete newbie. She had loads of confidence issues. She was, very new to the terms. And it took her a couple of weeks of going back and forth. And she's still building. She's now moved on to vibe coding and whatnot, but she's still, she's one of our investors actually.
Oh, wow.
She became an investor eventually.
That's amazing. How do you, on the practical side, how do you help those people who don't really have tech skills?
Yeah.
Who come to a platform, as you say, just with one need to build some AI agent to use my skills that I have. And I have no technical skills. Do you do any support for those people?
Yeah, I think this is important to know as well for people who are considering building without funding, is that you have to do everything yourself. You're going to onboard. You're going to do master classes. You're going to take the demo calls. I must have done at least 1,000 in the past 2 years of just demo calls, showing. And I do live demos as well. That's what I was doing in Vegas, is I did a live demo of the platform. And you're going to do a lot of these. So it's very hands-on. And I have loads of YouTube videos. So yeah, do a lot of content and demos is...
So coming back to our example, as we've discussed before, I have a cluttered, inbox with 8,000 emails and read. I already have a map or a mirror dashboard where I understand, all right, this one will go to this folder. I want these type of emails to go in a spam box. I want some notification if I have an important one. So I have everything mapped out. It's like 100 of lines of my wishes and hopes. And then I find Launch Lemonade. And I think to myself, all right, I'm going to try it because it looks to me like a Canva of AI agents. Next step, I set up a call with you for onboarding.
Yes, you can set up a call with me for onboarding, or you can go onto our website and find either our bot that will then, if you need a person, you will then get directed to a real person who can help you and get on a call with you and onboard you.
All right. And then the next step. So let's say I went through onboarding. Now I know how everything works. For this type of task, how long will it take for me?
If we set that right up, it'll be a day or the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wouldn't take any time. So the minimum, and let's think about the minimum viable product, right?
Yeah.
Or the minimum lovable product. By the way, that term has existed even before lovables.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
true. In the startup world, yeah.
But your minimum viable product, you can just launch like one label. I just want it to find all newsletters and put it in a label. Like just start with a simple task.
Even simpler than 100 of lines that I put down.
Yeah.
Just start with one.
Start
right?
with one, and then you can then move on to the next one. So start with the simplest version of what you want to build, and then you can go from there and build. That's like product building.
Yeah.
It's the same principle when you're building agents. You start with the simplest version of what you need, and then you go on from there.
And then from what I understand, and again, I'm not a technical person at all, when I will be using Launch Lemonade, I will be actually using lots of other LLM models that are connected to Launch Lemonade, so I can get access to more than one, right? So I can layer it on top. Is there like a maximum amount of models I can connect, or any limits to that?
So on the platform, if you're building teammates using the 21 plus language models that we have within the platform, so you're not going out of the available features that we have, you can use any of the language models, build as many teammates as you want, and it will be unlimited use if you're using it for yourself. Now, let's say you want to start sharing and selling it with customers. Then you can upgrade and purchase a business plan where you then can start sharing it with customers. Or if you want to share it with your team, that's also available.
Yeah.
But you as a builder, as a user, you can go on our platform, access GPT 5.2, Claude 4.5 Sonnet, Gemini 3, Grok even, in the platform.
Native models. She's just naming that.
Correct.
Yeah. What was your number one use case you remember to this day as the main use case, the selling one for Launch Lemonade?
Content, producing hundreds of content in 5 minutes for social media. That has always been, because I was bootstrapped. I didn't have a team to help me with marketing or post.
Yeah.
I had to do it all by myself to find customers. And I keep saying this. The biggest skill of the new world is marketing and sales. If you can build anything, but you don't know how to sell or market, and you don't know how to do a lot of it, you won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So for me, because I knew how to find customers, I was like, I'm going to use this as a tool to help me find customers. And it was through content and organic social media. It was through content.
So how many posts have you generated with AI Agent so far?
My monthly average is about 100. My weekly average is about 100.
Wow. Do you validate those? Like, you didn't post all of them, right? You validate some of them to post.
Oh yeah. Well, there was a time when I did a full agentic automation. For a while, it was good. 2 years ago, it was okay. But now, everyone can tell if it's written by an AI.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake one time, and I accidentally switched on an agentic flow, and it posted 600 times on my Threads account.
Whoa. That's a lot.
And it all was like, it was an old build as well. So I could tell, like, it was an old model, it was an old build. I could tell right away, like, this sounds like AI. So I had to delete everything.
So Where do you see Lunch Lemonade in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see half of the world's AI agents to live in our marketplace, and this will power the new AI economy.
Wow, that's a very big statement. Very, very big statement, but I'm really rooting for you. That's a very, very cool product. And again, congrats on your $500,000 of investment, of your angel investment. How long did it take you, the round?
3 months.
3 months.
So I started considering fundraising I was like, I'll open it in the summer, but then my co-founder left. So I had a couple of commitments then, but I called them. I said, I can't fundraise. My co-founder left. And I took one day to just cry. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I just snapped out of it. And I put together a team. And I focused on revenue. And then I found a new co-founder. And I was like, okay, I can chill. And then I started fundraising. And it took me 3 months from open to close the $500,000. It's $480,000 technically. But yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's still very impressive.
Yeah.
For a female founder, knowing this economy in 3 months, it's very impressive. So
Thank you.
again, congrats. I can't imagine how much it took physical and emotional out of you. So again, I work with a startup, so I know how challenging it can be. So really, congratulations.
It took everything.
Exactly. Right. So we've started already talking about the future. And as you said, in 5 years, you see Launch Lemonade's been a marketplace or home to half of the world's AI agents. That's impressive, and I hope we will see it one day. But which jobs do you see impacted the most with AI agents? So who's going to be the top one category at Launch Lemonade in 5 years?
I think that we're seeing beginnings, like early signals of this already. But you see so many consultants and agencies coming out now, the service-based businesses. And these are ex-McKinsey's, Google. And I think these experts, the knowledge-based experts, whether your expertise is in legal, in finance, in growth strategy, these are going to be the best agents in 2030. Because this is knowledge-based, right? So it means that you can codify. You can turn that knowledge into data. And data powers AI.
Exactly.
So given that these roles have so much data and so much impact on businesses right now, once we turn that into an AI agent, I think,
Yeah, especially because those categories you mentioned, they already have so much data being stored everywhere for years and years and years of work. It's just already there.
Correct.
So, yeah, it's one of the reasons. And if we want to get there in 5 years, and us as a tech professionals or anyone, in fact, working in tech, should already start experimenting probably with AI agents and working with AI agents. What would be, in your personal opinion, I don't know, let's say top 3 AI agents every single tech professional should start working with or experimenting?
So if you are a business owner, definitely a customer service chatbot that can answer your FAQs, because it's so easy to build. You can just scrape information from your website or get someone who used to answer phone calls to codify it, to write it down, put it in some sort of database, and you can start experimenting right away. The next use case is, I really like thinking partners. So I feed them my roadmap, my objectives, and then I ask it questions. Because it understands its role as my thinking partner. It understands who I am. It's got loads of data about me. It can be really good as something that challenges me all the time. So you can design an AI agent that just challenges your thinking all the time. I would start with those two.
And for the thinking agent, how does it work? What do you prompt? Do you use it as your second brain, or?
You feed it your second brain, but you design it as a challenging agent. So You feed all of your knowledge, as much knowledge as you can, like whether it's for example, downloaded my WhatsApp data and downloaded my Facebook data, downloaded my LinkedIn data, and I selected which data to feed an agent so it understands me more.
Mm.
And then in my system prompt, I said that it would challenge me based on the gaps in based on the objectives that I have and the gaps that it knows about me.
Wow. And do you use it on a daily basis as kind of your teammate or?
Correct. Yeah. Most mornings I wake up, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do I prioritize? There's so many.
Mm.
So I just open it. I'm like, hey.
So it can help you to prioritize your day tasks, your weekly tasks, or even maybe come to some solutions.
Correct.
Or to some decisions.
Correct.
If you're in doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of it's like a backup of your brain or priority.
Exactly.
Right?
But it can talk back.
It can talk back. Wow, I would love to have that one. What is something that agents cannot do? Again, in the perspective of thinking about tech specialists or someone working in tech, understanding realistically in 5 years, this is going to be completely a different life. You will have to adjust. What is something you should never rely on AI agents?
That's such an interesting question, but I think now, especially with a lot of startups, AI agents cannot build your brand. So what I mean by that is there's so many businesses right now that are coming up and can come up because it's so easy to build products, especially software products. And I am seeing that the difficulty of a lot of these products now, including our own, is standing out in that noise. And the one way to stand out is to make sure that your brand is unique, it's fun, it's authentic, whatever it is that your product represents. But if you use a lot of AI, it's going to sound like every other product.
Yeah.
So one thing that AI or agents can do right now is build your brand up. It's humans who can build those stories and build your brand and, like build that narrative. And AI agents can do that right now.
Do you think it's going to change in the future?
I don't think so. I think that there will still be some sort, how artists, I'm a big fan of classical modern art. With surrealism as well. And I always think about them, how they were able, how Magritte became Magritte or Van Gogh became Van Gogh. And they led kind of something that other people have done before, but they've done it differently. And kind of like they've led in a different kind of genre. So they came up with a new thing and people loved it. And they're like, yeah, I love what Van Gogh painted, or I love what, Magritte painted. And I think that's going to be the same thing is people will want to buy what stands out, the brand, the thing that they see that is unique.
Something that is you.
Something that is you. And I just don't know, because agents rely on data.
Yeah.
How can they come up with something new?
Yeah.
That I don't think is possible.
That's a good point. But also there are a lot of generative AI startups where they come up with new, like if you prompt it correctly, they do create like completely new music or video. Again, taking obviously data from somewhere, but then it's a new product because it never existed. So
Correct.
In that way, maybe we will see some type of art also involving in the form that
For sure.
more self-conscious, like.
Yeah.
But I still do really feel what you say when you say something that is you cannot be an AI agent. Agent can only help you to automate some of the tasks.
Can scale you.
Yeah, it can scale you.
But you have to be the...
You still have to be there to live your life, right?
So something has to be scaled before it scales.
You've mentioned before that with your startup, with the Launch Summit, you can actually monetize those AA agents. Can we talk about it? How does one monetize AA agent?
So currently, how the platform is built, or MVP, is you build your agents And then if you like them, you can white label them basically. So you can add, you can purchase our business subscription, and you can select which agents to sell to your customers. And then you add your logo, you add your URL, and we have a payments linked up as well. So you just link up your bank and we'll sort out all payments for you. So the agent itself in the platform, in that the white label, receives the money and the platform takes care of sending you the money. So it's all taken care of basically.
What kind of agents do you think sell the most today?
Customer service, 100%. It's the most advanced form of agents that are out in the market today.
Right. Is it also so for Lunch Lemonade, for your marketplace?
Yes, customer service, there is quite a bit, but we have loads of like AI coaches, coaches that turn themselves into AI agents. That's also a big use case, but definitely something to do with customer service, answering FAQs, and then managing those questions.
What if someone doesn't use your platform, but just built already something and wants to monetize it? What would be the best way to do it, to get money out of AI agent, basically?
So if you're not using your platform and you want to monetize your AI agents, what you can do is build them for others. So let's say you have one that is working well and you know exactly how to do it and you've tested it and you know it works. Then what you sell is your service. So you sell to and find another business like yours and then say, I can build this for you and this is how much I'm going to charge you.
And then the only thing is you're probably going to need access to their data.
Correct.
In order to connect it.
Correct.
They need some kind of probably NDA or something with you. So
contract,
yeah.
SOW.
Yeah. So it sounds like another form of consultancy in a world where AI agents is now your IP, right?
Correct. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what some of my customers are doing. Even on Launch Lemonade, they build for others. So a lot of people are making money doing that, just building agents for others.
What would be your agent if you were to make, to set a goal for yourself of making £1,000 per month? What would be the agent you would build?
To make £1,000 per month for me, I would probably build an AI agent that finds me speaking opportunities online that are paid, apply to the ones that they find, and then manages the inquiries on my inbox and then closes the deal.
Right. But that's something personal, something you're already best at it.
Yeah.
The speaker.
Correct.
What about someone who's not the best speaker in the world, but just wants to start building a business with AI agents? What would be the way to monetize?
Right. I'm stealing this from someone I saw and I know her actually. Leona, she posted this on her TikTok. Find cafes or restaurants that are non-technical, small to medium-sized businesses, mom and dad shops in your neighborhood, and then look at their website. It's probably going to look old. And then what I do is I will build a chatbot using their website and then give them an example of, imagine if you can answer customer questions using an AI agent on your website to drive more customers to your website. That's probably what I do first, is find my leads.
Yeah.
And then build a sample demo, send them a example, and then
if they agree, you basically build AI agent for chats for all of those websites.
Correct.
And you build one like a template, and then you just customize it for each website.
Exactly.
Right. That sounds like a very good form of business.
Yeah.
Let me know if anyone will steal it in the comments, please, because that's quite a good idea. What would be your advice to someone who's now watching this video, inspired by yourself, and about to go and test, hopefully, AI agents? One advice you would give?
My advice is, if you're curious about a problem or a new innovation, take it day by day, but don't give up on that curiosity. Explore it. And then once you've explored it, learn how to sell and to market. Those are the two most important skills in the world right now. Learn how to find customers. And that's it.
It was such a valuable interview, and I hope that you folks gonna love it. I hope you're gonna subscribe for Shane's LinkedIn. You're gonna see it somewhere here. Please go and explore Launch Lemonade and let us know in the comments what you think. Please go and explore AI agents and let us know in the comments what you think. And please subscribe to this channel and share this episode with your friends and colleagues, because let's face it, it's worth it. And Shane, thank you so much. It was so useful to me personally. And I'm so happy that I learned so much about Launch Lemonade. I don't know about you folks, but this evening I will be experimenting with Launch Lemonade. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Friends, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. It will greatly help me with the algorithm. If not, it's okay, and I will see you hopefully next time on this channel after 6. Also, I have more amazing, interesting videos on this channel. For example, this one, where along with Kate Maas, who's a professional career coach, I discuss burnout and career crisis in tech. Do go and watch this one. Or this one, where I share my personal predictions with AI startups that will blow in 2026. So this year, make sure you watch both of it. But if not, it's also fine. And I will see you in my next videos. Cheers!